Big Cat Show, a place where friends geek out over the nerdy things we love, sometimes with cats.
We got a couple today.
We got 2 cats today. As always, I'm your host, Stephanie Katz. With us tonight, Zach.
Hello.
Peter.
I waved. It's not my fault you didn't see it.
What if they're audio listeners? They didn't see the wave.
Oh, they got the answer anyway. Continue.
And Tom.
Heyo, I'm back here at the studio.
At our little corner of whatever. It's not even a corner of the house. It doesn't matter. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're going to be fine. Anyway.
I mean, we're like 30, 40 episodes in at this point. They've got to know our voices by now.
Maybe.
Sir, we're on episode 26 officially.
Officially?
Yeah, that doesn't count like the random, like the holiday special or some of the random asides we've done.
It sounds about right. Actually, that sounds like too many, but, you know.
So, Book of Boba Fett episode 2 happened, and as soon as it was over, I looked at Zach and I said, Peter's not going to be happy.
Did Boba Fett die?
No.
Why do you think Peter's not going to be happy? Again.
Yeah, what was it?
Well, she was thinking this. She's like, I don't think this is what Peter was expecting from this show at all, and I think he's gonna be a little disappointed because it's not what he was expecting from this show at all. But I'm not sure what she thought you were expecting from this show.
Well, no, because remember we talked about how I was saying that I think this is going to be the story of Boba's redemption, and Peter was like, no, I don't want that from the show. And I feel like that's what we got from this episode. Was it, here's a backstory as to why
tribe of slavers.
What?
The Tusken Raiders on Tatooine are a tribe of slavers. They're most often considered like an evil faction in the Star Wars universe. Like, yeah, it's fucked up that Anakin killed a bunch of them, but it was mainly just because he killed the kids and the women.
Yeah, I think in this episode, this was a specific subset that wasn't necessarily doing that. They were apparently hiding out in the desert.
Boba Fett was taken in as a slave.
Oh, yeah, but I don't think they were going to get sold. I think they were just going to work until he's died.
Is that better?
Maybe not. Depends on who you get sold to. It's still not great either way, but it depends on who you get sold to.
And Tom still hasn't watched.
Nope.
Didn't he watch the first episode?
Yeah. He did watch the first one. He didn't watch the second one.
Yeah.
So now we're jerks. Talking about the second episode.
No, that's fine. That's what you
Oh, who cares?
But I did like having the Pike Syndicate show up. That was kind of fun.
Oh, that's who that was.
Yeah, it's the Syndicate. It's the Pike Syndicate.
I couldn't figure it out.
It's the little squid face dudes, but not the squid face dudes. The squid face dudes.
Not the squid face dudes, but the squid face dudes.
Yeah, not the. No, I can't remember what their names are. They've already had them in one episode of The Mandalorian.
It's not calamari, but I want to say calamari.
It's not the Mon Calamari, who are a species. That's Admiral Akbar, though. Those are the fish head looking dudes. Those are the octopus looking dudes.
The other guys.
I'm talking about the squid dudes. The Davy Jones's locker looking dudes.
Those aren't the Mon Calamari?
No, those are not the Mon Calamari. They live on the same planet, which is Mon Calamari, but they're not Mon Calamarians.
I see.
Yeah, I don't think you see it all. Squid dudes.
Squid
Star
dudes.
Wars.
That's what we've stooped to. Squid dudes.
Squidwards.
Squidwards.
I guarantee this is going to show up.
Did it show up?
He's a Quarren.
Quarren.
Yeah.
And there's multiple
Also, it's
pictures.
called Mon Cala.
Sorry, the planet is Mon Cala. They're Mon Calamarians or
Quarrens.
Quarren. First picture's a Quarren. Second picture is Admiral Akbar. Third picture, Kid Fisto. Another apt squid dude from Star Wars.
But he's not either of those. He's a different species,
No, he's not.
right?
But I did love that when I said squid dude from Star Wars, that at least he was on there. He deserves to be on the list, damn it. But yeah, they're not Quarrens either. So none of that was actually necessary to the conversation we were having at all. They're the Pike Syndicate. They're the Pikes. I don't think that's their species, but I think that's just a name. I think that's just a family name still. But they are the main traders in spice in the galaxy. So I did love I did love Boba Fett's little. You got any spice in there? And they're like, spice? What's spice? Well, it looks like that.
You're not gonna kill us. Not today.
We might do it later. Sounds like fun.
So do we think that the Hutts are gonna send bounty hunters, or?
I mean, think would be kind of a lazy thing. We pretty much know it at this point.
Yeah, they're
They're
definitely
definitely going to try and kill Boba Fett. Yeah.
Well, I didn't. Like bounty hunters are like some sort of force, like army or something.
No,
They don't have an armed force like that.
I don't know what the Hutts have been up to.
It's gonna be the giant Wookiee dude who showed up looking half
they
Wookiee,
really
half
Oh my god,
Foreshadowed.
you ruined it.
Okay.
Ruined what?
No, he didn't hear.
So when that Wookiee guy came on, Zach was like, "Oh man, that's a really cool Wookiee. Why does it kind of look familiar?" And I'm like, "Because that's what Worf would look like if he was a Wookiee."
And she's not wrong. It 100% looks like
Not wrong. Yeah.
Worf just looks like if you shaved that dude. I'm pretty sure.
That's what Klingons actually look like.
Yeah, they're just they have immaculate grooming practices. What do you think the batleth is for? It's basically unusable as a weapon, but as a razor, and your
Perfect.
body's completely covered in hair. I don't know. It makes a lot of sense. No.
So, do you think we'll be spending like a lot of time in the past? Because I think isn't this only like 6 episodes? Like this isn't long.
It's likely going to spend a lot of time in the past.
Yeah, I think it's going to be mostly flashback.
Most of this is going to be explaining
How
how
he showed
Boba
up
Fett
in-
got to where he was in Mandalorian.
Yeah, how he showed up in Mandalorian.
Well, I feel like that's been thoroughly explained. I get it.
I don't think it has been.
Maybe. I mean, it kind of got him to the point a little bit vaguely where he was at the beginning, but he seems to like this group of horrible, murderous, raping slavers. So I don't know that he would abandon them to go find his armor.
Well, what if these aren't murderous or rapist raiders?
Well, we know they're murderers and they're slavers.
Who did they murder?
They were planning to work these guys to death.
That is true.
Well, it's not like murder.
It's-
Also, did you not watch that entire episode where they kept killing people? Like, yeah, sure, they were mean people, but
It's
they still
self-defense.
killed
That was
them.
Self-defense. They got
'Cause they-
shot first.
the
Is it-
first time was self-defense. When they raided the train, that was not
They
self-defense.
were literally opening the windows to shoot them again. That's also still self-defense. That's just proactive self-defense.
Because they were saying that there's multiple tribes, so I thought maybe this was a less.
You've heard best defense is a good offense, right? That's what they were practicing there.
Yeah.
No?
Yes, they did. They established there was multiple tribes, but I think that was more just as a throwaway. That no, the tribe we saw in Mandalorian probably isn't this same tribe.
Yeah, well. That would make sense then, too.
Yeah.
I did like him making the gaffy stick and everything like that. That was sick. That was super cool. Hey,
Oh yeah, there's definitely good moments of this. I'm not shitting on it. I'm just
I
saying.
like it. The weird lizard up his nose thing was funny, though.
Ew.
I think
That-
I think I swallowed it. Cheeky little bugger.
That was funny. I laughed. I cried.
I'm like, oh, he's about to go on his, like, Native American spirit walk.
Journey. Thing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he definitely, like, went into the wilderness. I'm like, and then he just comes back carrying a stick. I'm like, that's a real big stick. And then they only use, like, 1.5 feet of it. It feels like.
Well, yeah, you need a big stick so that you can cut it down to the proper size. If you get a small stick, it would be too small.
He had, like, a 12
What if someone
foot
only
long...
brings back like a twig?
He had, like, a 12-foot long, like, log-looking thing going, and they used, like, 1.5 feet of
You
it.
can always cut off, but you can't add back.
Okay.
You could, whatever.
They
You know
did
what? You
add a bunch
shut
of
your
metal
horse
onto the
mouth.
thing. I don't know. It seems like they could add
You know
that.
what? Whatever, guys.
Somebody take this out of context.
But I mean, no, that we're probably going to see mostly flashbacks to establish how Boba got to where he is now, and then we'll see more of Boba Fett in Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah, but they have to keep coming back to actually having Boba in his armor because people are like, that's what I actually like about this character. Is
Yeah, that's
now
the part I
wanna
want to see.
him.
Yeah,
Can you keep having him shoot people with his flamethrower and shit? Yeah,
And
go
now
back to
Yeah.
that.
you
that's
went
the part I
from,
care about.
You went from never see Boba Face to always see Boba Face.
Well, when you're paying that much money for Tamura Morrison, yeah, you're gonna put his fucking face out there. That's just like why it was so crazy that you only saw it once per season in The Mandalorian. They're like, you're paying a lot of money for that actor, and you're never gonna get to see his face. Okay.
Well, I mean, he maybe kind of left the horrible Death Watch cult behind for season 3, so we'll probably see more.
But they weren't Death Watch by that point.
I don't really want to see that though.
Nah, me either.
Put his fucking helmet back on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to see his weird mustache.
In general, the Mandalorian armor looks pretty cool. Leave that shit on.
Right? That's kind of his whole selling point. Is it looks badass when you're being quiet and standing in the background.
But it's also hard for the acting.
No, you can pull it off.
No, like
and he can pull it off.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was talking.
No, I don't think so.
When we watched the behind the scenes thing, one of the things they said is that like when Pedro Pascal's wearing the helmet, it's actually somewhat challenging to act off him because you can't really hear what he's saying, so you can't tell like the inflection he's going for. So like they have to like.
How is he not mic'd up?
Because they go back and they redo his voiceovers in booth.
Well,
we literally watched that together. We literally watched him in the booth with fucking.
Oh no, I understand, but that's my question: is why is he not mic'd up during his thing? They have earpieces now you can wear that we would not even be able to see on screen, and they could just mic. That's how they did Les Miserables. They're all wearing an earpiece that whole movie, and you can't tell a single thing.
Yeah, but that was also a really big pain in the ass to film, and you notice they've never filmed another musical that way.
Yeah, but it was really great, and they should do it. They should continue to do that because it's a great way to do it.
Yeah, but it's also really expensive and really challenging because, yeah, you can get earpieces for everyone, but you have to have a completely quiet set. If one person accidentally steps on a lead, your whole shot is fucked and you have to start over.
No, I don't think so. Not if you're doing it like because they were trying to do the takes live. You can cut and edit in TV as much as you want. They're already editing sound. I'm not saying you have to use the sound in his thing. I'm just saying so you can actually just hear the guy under the helmet. Pipe it in.
I'm just saying that's.
Get him a speaker on the outside of the helmet. I don't know. Do something. Attach it to the chest piece, and you just got like a baby monitor there. There, it's good.
Yeah, but again, you're also paying a lot of money for this person to come do this.
Oh no, I get it.
He probably wants FaceTime.
Well, I'm sure he does.
Oh yeah.
But I don't want it.
Remind people that he's the guy that's playing Boba Fett and Jango Fett and like all the clones.
But he didn't do the voice of the clones.
He did not. That was D. Bradley Baker.
No, he didn't. But he did for the movies,
Well,
like the live action ones. Yeah.
Yeah, the animated series though, like it was only one guy.
Just
doing
one
it.
really good fucking voice actor. Yeah.
Yeah. I said D. Bradley Baker, and now I'm questioning myself on that, but I'm 99%
Do
sure
we have any
it's
word
D.
on
Bradley Baker.
season 2 of The Bad Batch?
I haven't seen
Hopefully
it.
it's not happening.
You know what, Peter? That's rude.
So much anger.
Speaking
Peter.
of other Star Wars things, so Harrison Ford is making a return as Han Solo, but like not really.
Hey, but it's also not really speaking of other things because it's supposed to be an episode 6 of the Boba Fett series.
Oh, is that what it is? He's coming.
Yeah, he'll be in episode 6 of
I don't
Boba
know.
Fett, but de-aged just like Mark Hamill was, so he won't really be in it.
I really thought that this was about the comic series I had seen. Oops.
Wow. No.
What the Han Solo thing?
Yeah, because they're doing like a early Han Solo comic, but kind of using Harrison Ford's likeness.
I would almost rather they use the dude from the Solo movie.
I'm just telling you what I saw, sir.
No, he's supposed to show up in episode 6 of The Mandalorian.
I did not hear
Not
it.
Mandalorian, sorry, of Book of Boba Fett.
Ah.
Him and Boba Fett get to have a re-face off.
That's gonna be
5
sad.
years after 5 years after Han knocked him into the fucking Sarlacc pit while blind.
That's just going to be depressing to see, I think.
Well, yeah, because he's not gonna have his armor, so Han's not gonna know what he looks like.
Right.
He does
And then
have an
Harrison
armor.
Ford is
I
getting
guess
up.
it'll be
I
after.
think is
It'll
struggling
be.
for action scenes now.
I guess it'll be after. I guess it'll be set in the flash forward times, not the flashback times. That makes
Right.
sense. But yeah, they're gonna de-age him just like they did Mark Hamill for Luke Skywalker in
That's fair.
The Mandalorian. So yeah,
I mean, they would kind of have to. Yeah.
well, yeah, but it just makes sense. I guess he really won't be. He'll have a body double. They'll just take a little bit of his face capture and then probably some of his dialogue. Because he still sounds like
Oh, of course,
Han Solo. Yeah. Even though his voice has gotten a little gravelier and angrier, I think that just works better for where Han's at in this timeline here.
Yeah.
So we also watched Encanto.
Encanto, yeah, it was good. Have you watched it yet, Peter?
Yeah, it's good.
Is that the Disney Colombian animated thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Music by Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah, was it good?
I think he voiced Bruno too, didn't he?
He did not voice Bruno.
Bruno was John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
Even better.
Apparently, people were dreading that he would voice Bruno because he wouldn't be like you would instantly hear Lin-Manuel Miranda. He kind of has a very recognizable voice that he never changes for any role that he's ever in.
No.
So yeah.
I really liked that they went with John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was super cute, and
I cried like a little bitch at the end for sure.
One thing that I saw online too I was like, oh wow, that like really resonates is it was really I mean, and it's not like it's the first time Disney's done this, but like there wasn't necessarily like a villain per se. Like it was all about just life and family grievances and like trying to navigate that.
I will disagree. Abuela was the bad lady, and she was mean to everybody and ruined all of their lives.
But she wasn't a villain.
She was. I
think he's just devil's advocating. But,
I really am. I agree with you, but I'm like, nope. She was the bad guy. It was clear good and evil in this show, just like every Disney thing.
You're dumb.
No,
you can't watch that movie even once and be like, yeah, there was definitely a villain that wasn't the dude holding the machete that killed the grandfather.
Okay, you're right. That guy's the villain. I don't know if it's not a great Disney movie because the villain didn't get his comeuppance. I guess he got hit in the face.
It seemingly like he got deleted by the mountain. Yeah.
I'm like, did he at least got hit in the face by a mountain, right?
Yeah. I don't think you come back from getting hit in the face with a mountain.
That sounds like it's going to hurt.
How do they get things?
They grow them.
There.
Yeah.
But like that one kid definitely had a soccer ball.
They made it?
Yeah.
They made it.
From what?
They killed a donkey?
Leather of dead animals. Did you not know that's how those could be made?
No.
That's kind of how soccer balls were originally made.
Oh.
It's really how the better ones are still made. Are made from leather and not the silicone plastic crap.
Yep.
Why do you think they call the football the pigskin?
Well, no one cares about pigs.
Pigs are more intelligent than cows. It's provable.
I was joking.
It's like humans, dolphins, pigs.
Uh-huh. You have scientific research to back this up?
I will get you a link.
Oh my god, it was a joke. God, you were the worst.
Down the rabbit hole.
Worst. Yes. So what would we rate it? What do you guys think?
10 of 10. I've never seen it.
Our scale only goes up to 8.
that is actually true.
Yeah, we cap it at 8.
I give it a 7. It was like
I said, 7 seems pretty solid.
I don't know if it was perfect. There was some parts that you're like, was that really necessary?
Mm-hmm.
But it was mostly the music was solid. I liked I did like how they did a little like fourth wall breaking in the musical numbers at least. Like where it felt a lot like the scene in the Cave of Wonders in Aladdin, where it just starts getting a little more ridiculous every single time they're doing everything, and it was great. And then like I said, it 100% made me tear up and start crying and go, son of a bitch. And it got me good. I'm like, this is like the first 10 minutes of Up all over again. This ain't right.
All right. 7 cats. Yeah.
7 seems fair. 7.5.
I think 7 Cats is solid.
So shifting gears a little bit. So E3 in person has been canceled once again. And currently the digital event is uncertain. They don't have like dates for anything. The only thing that's been confirmed is Jeff Keighley's Summer of Game Fest. And so my question is, should E3 even ever return as an in-person event?
When was E3 supposed to actually go off?
Usually happens in June.
June, and they've already canceled it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I thought it was supposed to come up sooner than that, and that's why they were taking those precautions. But does it really need to be in person?
I think a lot of the times they actually do offer in-person like tech demos and stuff of the games.
Yeah, see, that might be the only thing that works it.
They're not doing anything this year.
Well, no, I understand that they're not doing anything this year. I'm saying that in favor of them in the future continuing to do in person, they do typically offer more for people who are able to go in person.
Well, it would be kind of fun, like if they could send you a code for like
there's no way in hell they would give people the code for that.
Well, no, not send them the code. Like send a code and then you could play it. You could stream it for like the next 2 hours.
Got it. Yeah.
Kind of like how even with press demos, like they don't get the full game. So I mean, you could in theory send them a link for like a portion of the game that you would have had as your tech demo at E3.
And that way you could actually get more people to play it, and then you can get more feedback on it. And 2, you make that a paid portion of the E3 event.
Well, typically at E3, they're not looking for feedback. They're looking to hype their game up, which is why they let you play the tech demo.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So you get even more hype doing it, and they could actually make themselves a little bit of money, and you make that as like a paid thing that you can send directly to them instead of like paying for E3 and they get a small portion. You can go, hey, you can pay us and you can play all of our tech demos for the day that will be leaving today for 4 hours or whatever today. So they go away eventually too. But I don't know. Like I said, if that's really one of the main draws of going in person, other than the fact that you get to sit in a room with a bunch of people that have like-minded ideas as you.
You also get free swag.
I will say I would want them to continue running in-person events for another reason as well. Blizzard has their own kind of version of E3 called BlizzCon that they do every year. And even if you do a digital attendance, like watch a stream, you have to pay them to attend. You can't just go to YouTube and watch it. You have to pay to be part of the stream.
Well, I mean, a lot of artists were doing that over COVID too. Like they were having stage-its, but you couldn't just join the stage-it. Like you had to pay to watch their little concert.
Yes. That being said, if the main source of revenue for E3 conventions goes away by they're not doing in-person or anything, that means that the only way that you would now be able to watch E3 every year is to pay them. You're going to pay somebody to watch demos to get hyped.
All the major showcases are streamed online as it is anyway.
They can still block that just like BlizzCon does.
I mean, I guess, but I don't really see them doing that because my understanding of it is like
the hype that they get from putting on these games is what they're looking to make their money off.
The entity that is known as E3 doesn't necessarily pay to put on E3. Like Xbox pays for they pay E3 for their space. PlayStation pays, well, they don't anymore because they don't do E3. But like these places that put on their showcases at E3, they pay to have that space to do that.
Yeah.
So it's not like with BlizzCon, I can understand what you're saying because Blizzard as the entity is the one that's paying for and putting this thing on. But
yeah. I understand what you're saying with that. My point is less that, they're not getting paid at all. It's that, we're losing the revenue stream. Let's make it up with this one because people will pay to watch E3.
Yeah, but I don't want to have to.
Yeah.
And you're right.
That is my point. I would rather they keep it live for that reason.
See, but I don't think they're worried about presenting their tech demos because you still have the various PAX around the country that they bring their stuff to.
Again, I'm primarily focused on the fact that a big thing like this that makes them a lot of money is losing a source of revenue. So they would try to make it up somewhere else that would be a little shitty.
Yeah, I agree. You're right. That's probably what they would try and do. If they couldn't do any in person at all, they would put it all online, of course, but you'd have to pay to access any of the streams, and you wouldn't get to watch it that way.
See, I feel like if they were going to do that, though, they would have already done that.
Now they got the big push, though, that does it, because they saw that it was at least relatively successful last year when they didn't do anything in person.
Yep.
And so they have a test market for it. They've done it once. Now if it goes through again this time, and they're like, nobody got pissed at us, now we'll start charging.
I don't see that happening.
I don't know. People are greedy.
And even if E3 does come back as an in-person event, I don't think it's going to come back as
The way it was,
how
no.
it was. Yeah.
No.
Because even if you were to
It's
add
not
back
right away.
in the tech demos and everything, you still have to have someone there to like sanitize the units in between people touching shit.
It'll get cost prohibitive, yes. Again, that's why they'll probably just try and charge you to see it online, because that's cheap for them. There's no staff involved whatsoever with that, or at least in-person staff. You have the people running the sites and doing stuff like that, but they're already doing that because they already do all the streams. Now they just locking them behind a paywall.
Again, I feel like the only reason I don't think it would be locked behind a paywall is because, again, like Sony, for example, they haven't done E3 in like 2 or 3 years. Like they stopped doing E3 even before COVID happened, and they just have their state of plays that they release every couple months. So it's like, I just kind of feel like Xbox would, if E3 were to stop being E3, like Xbox would just be like, okay, whatever.
You know, then
and
E3
then
will probably just stop.
They'll have their own little like state of play or like Nintendo Direct or like whatever they do.
Well, yeah. So yeah, I honestly I think you're probably right on that. If they don't keep doing in-person events, it'll probably just go away completely. It'll be easier and more financially responsible for each of the individual companies to do it, which sucks because the smaller companies and independent studios and stuff like that won't get the chance to
Most of
much.
them don't really participate in E3 anyway because, again...
A lot of them actually do participate in E3. You just don't see them in the big screens.
Yeah, they're just not on the big
But that's what I'm
screens,
saying.
yeah.
If the whole thing is the big streams, you weren't seeing them anyway because they're not paying to have their shit
But they are
on a stage.
But they are paying to have their stuff in a booth in person, so now they won't
But
be
they
there at all.
haven't been doing booths anyway.
Yeah, so now they won't be there at all. So they'll, like I said, if the big players pull away from the table, then they definitely
And
the thing will go away.
Most of the big players have been scooping up companies anyway. I mean, between Xbox and PlayStation, they each own like a really good chunk of what were independent studios.
I would say that E3, an in-person E3, does more good for gaming than it does harm. Cutting it out like that is most likely just going to hurt it.
Oh yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't surprise me if it happened.
Oh yeah, I think to some degree that's if they don't charge people to do it, if somehow the companies came together and still continue to do it, they would charge us to watch it. And if not, it would just kind of fizzle out. We wouldn't get a conference like that anymore.
Yeah. So this actually is a very worrisome prospect, honestly.
I think it'll be fine. Not E3, but E3 adjacent. The was it?
I guess it is entertainment.
I didn't write it down, but like the TechCon convention thing that happens every year. Sony made an announcement out of that they've officially announced the VR second gen, which will be called PlayStation VR 2.
I will give PlayStation one thing.
The latest name.
They are very succinct with their naming conventions.
Right? Like, at least it's easy to follow. You're not like, wait, did, like, the 360 come before or after the Xbox One? I mean, obviously, we know the answer.
Aren't those both
like...
ones? 360 is one circle. One is one.
And they've redesigned the controllers to be more like the Quest controllers and they're calling them the dual senses.
Yeah, that's kind of what they do. What are you doing, Kat?
And there was another point that I was going to
wire.
make about this, and I forgot what it was.
Amazing.
It's not great. That's good quality content right there.
Man, it's been a long day. I don't know what you want from me.
But so PlayStation's officially announcing their
they announced
second
it.
generation of VR.
Yeah,
It's officially announced now.
yeah.
Is it gonna hook up to the metaverse or whatever the fuck that shit is now?
No, because that's Facebook.
I know that's Facebook.
That's Quest. That's a totally different.
I'm aware.
Are
It's
you?
just a joke.
Like, are you though?
Yeah, I actually am 100%.
Oh, I remember the point I wanted to make.
Oculus Quest.
Because it had to go with hand in hand how I was saying how like Microsoft and PlayStation like each bought off like all these companies. And so like you have, you know, the VR2s coming out now, and you have like, I mean, I don't do the VR because it makes me sick, but I kind of can feel the constraints a little bit. Like, you have all of these things, like you've got the VR and the Quest, but they each have exclusives and they don't crossplay, you know. And now you've got Sony buying up all these companies and Microsoft buying up all these companies, and like anything that was in the works to be a dual production is still set to be that. But it's like how, but after that, it's like stuff is going, like Elder Scrolls 6, I think they said is definitely going to be an Xbox exclusive at this point. Not that I was going to play that, but it's like for people that don't have hundreds of dollars to just be throwing out on systems, it's kind of like they're forcing people to have to buy multiple consoles if they want to play.
That's how they make sure they all make money. They're probably got a lot of backroom deals going on.
There's been a lot of anger about system exclusives for a very, very long time. I'm amazed that it took us this long to key in on that.
I mean, I will say
before when Spider-Man got an exclusive for Marvel PS4.
No, but like I'm saying, like let's go to the before times. So it's like you know, you had Uncharted, you had God of War, Last of Us, like you knew those were going to be PlayStation exclusives. Xbox has, you know, like Forza and Gears of War, but it wasn't, you know, it was, you had these couple franchises, but now it's gotten to the point where it's like, because each company owns so many studios that there's not, it's kind of like, unless you're like Ubisoft or, I'm blanking on, or like Square Enix, or like some of these bigger companies that can afford to like push your stuff out to multiple consoles, like it just sucks because like you're gonna have so many good games that you're either gonna have to pay an exorbitant amount so you can have multiple consoles to play it, or you're SOL.
Yeah, and they don't care because most people end up paying it. Yeah. They'll go into debt and pay it because they that's what they want to do. And the companies definitely don't care about that.
Oh yeah.
Lame.
Oh, that's crap. I thought that they were actually making progress when they started introducing like PC crossplay onto like Destiny, and even Halo Infinite have the PC crossplay. But one, people are already pissed off at that because they're like, all the PC players are cheating, which in their defense, they definitely can be.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, it's like, yeah, that's actually almost created more division having the PC. They're like, well, I want to have the option to not have to play against them. And they're like, yeah, but we're trying to keep the parties, the lobbies full and everything like that. And so we shove you all in there.
I think isn't there an option you can do that? I thought there was.
Maybe on Destiny, not on the Xbox. In ranked matches, there's no option. It throws anybody in that's in your rank, even if they're computer or whatever, and you don't get the choice to decide not to crossplay with them. That's one of the big issues, is that there is no choice to decide, no, I don't want to do that. You just have to deal with it.
Very interesting.
As of right now, though, there's not even a way to replay campaign missions in that game right now. So I really hope there's a lot of different fixes coming.
Oh, did you beat that game last
I
night?
did finally beat that game.
He beat Halo Infinite last night. I went to bed. He was like right at the end, and I'm like, I'm tired.
I died like 16 times.
Dude, what every good guy does is just go, I'm right there at the end. I know I can do this. Then you die, and you go, fuck, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I got work tomorrow.
It was 11:06.
Fucking do that.
I was done at
You're right back
11:06.
You're right back into it. 1 o'clock in the morning. You're going, fuck it, I'm gonna be tired.
I've definitely done that. The first night I played it, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna play I'm gonna play a little bit longer. She's like, I'm tired. I gotta go to work in the morning. I'm like, I'm just playing a little bit longer, and then I'll be right to bed.
At
Right to bed.
3 a.m.
It's 3:30 in the morning. I'm going, fudge.
Fuck.
And this.
It was 11 o'clock the last time I looked
So
at the
this
clock.
and this dumb motherfucker, like, he can't just like get in bed and go the fuck to sleep. No, he's like gotta come over and disturb me.
That's
Snuggles? Yeah, he's gotta get the snuggles before you leave.
It's not even like he got in bed and tried to snuggle. Like, he came up, like, not in bed but like outside, and like came to my side of the bed and like bent down to give me a kiss, and it spooked me, and I almost punched him in the face.
It was funny. Would have been worth it.
Stupid ass.
Well, because I didn't want to bother you with a snuggle. Because it would have woken you up. Would have felt bad. And then I almost got punched in the face. What are you going to do?
Next time I'm just gonna punch you.
Do it. I deserve it for staying up that late playing video games when I got to work in like 4 hours after that.
Was it a good ending?
Actually, no, it was really good.
Did you enjoy it?
They set up. They can go a lot of different directions. I think with whatever they add on to this next, because apparently they're doing it like Destiny 2, where there's not really a new game. They just keep adding the same shit to the same base, which makes sense.
I'm okay with that, actually.
You know, it makes a lot of sense because there's a lot of stuff like where you explore on the islands and stuff like that has like nothing in it, and you're like, what's this? Or there's like a bunch of islands that are like you can see just off in the distance, and just connect those things, and it'll work out great.
Fantastical. Speaking of things punching things, The Boys season 3.
Okay.
We got a first look trailer with a premiere date, which is going to be June 3rd.
I feel like there has to be like some sort of significance to the date on that one, because they've been doing some weird stuff with all of that for VOT, but I figured it would have been like July 7th.
Oh, because the 7 on
7 on 7, yeah.
Well, then why wouldn't they do it on July 7th?
That's what I said. July. I would have figured it would have been like
You
July
said
7th.
June 7th.
I said July.
You
but
did not.
We can check the
You
tape.
did say July.
Thank you very
I
much.
don't believe it.
We can check the tape. It's literally right here.
I know Peter cares not and will not dive into it all, but I'm scared and I'm excited and I'm anxious. I don't want them. My boy Jensen. I don't know.
Oh, Jensen's. Trigger warning here. Jensen's getting raped for sure.
Why would you do this?
Did you watch The Boys season 1 or 2? Something bad's gonna happen to Jensen Ackles as Soldier Boy. Something bad's definitely gonna happen.
Bro, to top it off, so he posted on his Instagram like there's like a shot of him in like some rubble or some shit, you know, standing there all like heroic, and The Boys season 3 premiere date.
He probably blew up the building himself.
And fucking Alex Calvert, who played Jack on Supernatural in the last couple seasons, he commented and he goes, I don't know if there's enough eggplants for this.
Eggplant emojis, yeah.
And fucking Jensen replied back with just like the little purple devil face, and I'm like, oh, this hurts my soul. This means bad things are gonna happen, and he knows
It's
it.
The Boys.
Yeah.
Why would you expect anything else?
If
That is a universe in which joy doesn't exist.
Yeah, if you didn't want bad things to happen to your character, don't be on The Boys.
Or, yeah, no Boys, no Game of Thrones, possibly no Invincible for the first couple of seasons.
There's gonna be a lot of face
Wait,
motion.
is there a new season of Invincible?
I think they announced there was going
Not
to be
yet,
more, but I was
but
in
there's
reference to
gonna
the fact that
Okay,
it
but
gets
it's not-
pretty dark before it gets better.
It gets better. I didn't even realize it
Think,
got
Mark,
better.
think.
I didn't even realize it ever got better.
Boys never gets better. Boys stays dark the whole time.
Boys just gets worse.
Until that universe just dies in entropy, things will only continue to get worse in the Boys universe. Okay.
Pretty much. It is a universe that has literally no hope.
And there's no hope. There's no joy. It's just sadness and regret. Speaking of
And
sadness and regret, I've got her segue for her.
Thanks. So we lost Betty White, and we've
Yep.
now lost Bob Saget.
Yep. One of those is significantly sadder than the other, but
Well, yeah, but I mean, I grew up with Bob Saget. On to Full House.
He was America's stepdad.
Yeah.
For a short time.
For sure. And then he got all kinds of wrapped up in coke.
And then he was doing the coke before that.
Yeah, for some.
He got clean. He got clean for Full House. Also, America's Funniest Home Videos. But he liked the booger sugar before that. May God rest his soul. Oh, this kitty cat. I don't know. I'll wait until the autopsy comes out before I make judgments on how I view his legacy.
I mean, I wasn't gonna judge him either way.
No, I'm kidding. Actually, no. Again, loved him on Full House. Loved him on America's Funniest Home Videos. This was my shit growing up. I actually really was never a huge Full House fan, but he was good on it. I always like Uncle Joey always freaked me out.
I don't even think he was an uncle. I think he was just Joey.
No, he was Uncle Joey. It was Uncle Joey.
No, because there was Uncle Jesse.
Joey and Uncle Jesse.
But wasn't Joey just Joey? Wasn't he just like a friend?
They called him Uncle Joey. He was not actually related to them, but they.
Okay, that's what I thought.
He was still Uncle Joey on the show.
No, because I was trying to remember. Because Jesse is the dead mom's brother, right?
Yes.
Okay. I just couldn't remember. Joey's relationship is always the weirdest one because he really is just a friend who's living there.
Joey was his like college roommate.
Yeah.
Who lives in the basement.
And they're all friends still.
Yeah.
Because they all went to college together or something like that. I'm sorry, not meaning to play footsie.
I was just like, damn, man, you're getting.
And their dog was,
Aggressive.
if I remember correctly, their dog was named Copper. I think he was Copper in the show.
I don't remember them having a dog.
They have a dog.
They do have a
Comet.
dog.
His name is Comet.
Comet.
And you know who else? You know what else Comet was in?
No.
Fucking Air Bud. That's Air Bud right there.
Oh,
That's Buddy the dog.
I see.
And that's what I liked about Full House, is that it has Air Bud.
Even though Full House definitely came first. That's fine.
It does. It did. 100%. That's where he got his start. And that's how he got into the Air Bud show. Because he was very trainable. He really made those shots. I'm just saying, that's impressive for a dog, okay?
Super impressive.
Can you make a basketball shot right now? Probably not.
Can
but that
you?
dog could.
That dog
Maybe.
didn't do shit.
That dog 100% did that.
Yeah, he trained. He got
That's like
trained.
how he got the part.
Lies.
No, he legit got trained. There is a trainer that is like famous for training Air Bud.
He trained all the buddies after that.
Yeah.
Because there's been like 15 now.
Buddies, let's
Just
talk
saying.
about bits. Tom has a whole rabbit hole.
You going to talk about our buddies' bits?
We're going to talk about Tom's rabbit hole.
My rabbit hole.
He went pretty far down this hole. That's what he's been doing pretty much this whole time.
Yeah, pretty much I've been just doing this whole time.
It's been real quiet
shit,
today.
yeah.
So this better be fantastic is what we're saying.
Well, I was going through a bunch of little random like stuff. So before we started recording, we actually started talking about like, hey, how many things or anime shows, have like long running seasons.
It started
with Beyblade. It started with Beyblade.
It started off
because of the anime channel thing.
Yeah, in Samsung Free TV, they have a channel 1440 called Anime All Day, and every time I get on it, it's Beyblades. And that's just usually what happens, just Beyblades.
Is it Beyblades or is it Beyblade?
No, I don't know.
Beyblade.
Okay, and like I said, I don't know.
Beyblade.
I have never seen an episode of Beyblade.
Whatever. But either way, I was just like, how many episodes does this thing have? Because it's on so often and everything. So I ended up looking up a couple different ones because we started talking about more. But Beyblades has over 600 episodes over 13 seasons.
Damn.
That's a lot of Beyblade.
That's a lot of Beyblade.
That is a lot of fighting top action, okay?
I mean, that is just like, let it rip. And then all of a sudden you just see two freaking things just hitting each other. And that's the whole episode.
I will say, I've seen Bakugan, which is like basically the same thing, but with like little orb things.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one's the ripoff. I'm pretty sure Bakugan's the ripoff.
So
I'm
now
pretty
you
sure
gotta
Beyblade came
look up
first.
Bakugan came after, I
We're going to see
believe.
how many episodes for Bakugan you have for you.
I looked up how many episodes there are of Power Rangers, and we went over that. It was 937 episodes over 29 different seasons of different types of Power Rangers.
That's a lot of Rangers.
Looked over Transformers. There's 28 different seasons of Transformers for 1,179 episodes.
Holy fudging shit.
Jesus.
Yeah. Pokemon is 24 different seasons for 1,136 episodes. The anime One Piece, 20 seasons, and they're currently at 1,005.
Jesus Christ.
It's only 20 seasons? That actually surprised me. I know it's that many. Wait, what was that, Peter?
That one's still ongoing with no end in sight.
Yeah, it's still running.
No, like I said, like I knew it had a ridiculous number of episodes, but I thought it actually had more than 20 seasons.
What about Naruto? Did you look up Naruto?
I did, yeah.
No, he's got Naruto. Here we go.
Naruto, there was 5 seasons for the beginning of it for 220 episodes. Then you had the Shippuden or whatever the hell it's called for 21 seasons for 500 episodes. And then you had Boruto for 5 seasons at 235, and it's continuously going. So you have over 31 different seasons for the Naruto franchise at 955 episodes.
Apparently, there was only one season with 52 episodes of Bakugan Battle Brawlers. So not as long living as the Beyblades.
Look up Digimon.
People did not like Bakugan.
Digimon. Gotcha.
Digimon. I didn't look at. The other one that I looked up was
Digital Monsters?
Yeah, Digital Monsters. I looked up Dragon Ball, and I looked up through like just all the episodes that streamed. You had Dragon Ball at 9 seasons for 153 episodes. You had Dragon Ball Z for 10 seasons for 291 episodes. You had Super for 5 sagas, or technically 5 seasons for 131 episodes. And if you count GT
which
had
you should
4 seasons for 64 episodes. So in total, there were 639 total episodes. But the main 3 that most people claim as canon is 575. And then I looked up the longest running anime that there's been around, and it's called Saze-san for 2,500 episodes, and it's continuing every Sunday.
And what is it?
It's like a family. It's almost like Family Guy, but it was back in 1969. They started animating
What's the name of it?
Saze-san. It follows like some family, and they just do random stuff, and it's just like a wholesome Japanese anime, I guess. But they're at 2,500 seasons and there are episodes, and they just keep going over the years. But yeah, it's the random shit that I was looking up while we were talking, because I was like, I wonder how many episodes of random shit have people drawn.
And Peter, what was the Pokemon that's never been in an Pokemon episode?
Porygon 2 and Porygon Z. And the reason for that was that the episode that the original Porygon was introduced in got banned for causing seizures. So they never showed any of the evolutions because the base form was never shown.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, even though they kind of never brought the Pokemon back for that same reason, but it's like the reason it was causing seizures was because of Pikachu. Nothing. It was Pikachu that caused it. This thing was just a random Pokemon in that episode.
Yeah, it was a digital Pokemon. That's all it is.
Yeah, he's made of polygons.
Yeah.
I'd have to do some math real quick, but there are 9 seasons of Digimon.
Wow.
Averaging roughly 50 episodes per season. So that's about 450 episodes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Then I looked up random things like South Park is on 22 seasons. I don't know how many episodes.
No, it's going to be on more than 22. I thought they're on 32, I thought.
I think it's 22 when I just looked it up.
Oh, really? I thought they were farther than that.
Do you need the fidget?
Huh? No, I was just thinking to myself because I saw a bunch of random things.
Season 24 is what they're on right now.
And then
they're counting each of the specials as seasons. So I don't really. The last full season they had there was 10 episodes in season 23.
I remember SpongeBob, but I don't remember what the season count was.
That's got to be insane too. There's got to be damn near 30 seasons of that shit.
And then I looked up Rugrats and random other Nickelodeon seasons, and they're at like 8 or 9 seasons. There's
SpongeBob had 13 seasons.
That's it?
Yeah.
It's got a ridiculous number of episodes, though.
Yeah. No, it looks. I'm pretty sure that's still ongoing.
Yeah. It is. They still are putting out new episodes of SpongeBob.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Kenny has worked for probably the rest of his life.
Yeah.
When he dies, they'll stop making SpongeBob.
No, they'll just put.
They probably will keep going.
Yeah,
they might. But I'm just saying, I think that one. Nobody else can be a SpongeBob like Tom Kenny. I'm sorry.
I didn't even know SpongeBob was still around.
Oh, it'll get worse, but it'll still be around.
Oh, you're not wrong.
But yeah,
I guess they kept Patrick Star going after his voice actor died.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Yeah, that was my rabbit hole.
That rabbit hole was pretty deep.
Zachary.
But informative.
Yes, very informative.
Mine, well, for all of you that have been trying to get your PS5, I've got a new line for you to go down here. You're going to click the link in our show notes here. You're going to vote yes on it. And once it gets to 10,000 votes, Lego might make you a PS5 that you can buy for probably what's going to be amount to be the same as the retail price of a regular PlayStation 5. But it won't play any games. Though, so yeah, it's a guy made a PS5 out of Legos. Actually, he did a really good job with it. It looks pretty legit. And he's got a video linked on there. It opens up and it's got like 3 different game scenes inside too. So it's kind of neat. Like I said, the guy just did a really good job with the Legos. Making a smooth curved surface out of bricks is pretty hard, but the guy did a good job. So if you do support that, and you can go vote on that if it gets to 10,000 votes on the Lego Ideas website, it might get made into a set. Also, there's some other things on there. You should look on those too. If there's anything cool, vote for them. That's how people get to be in a set. And they get royalties from it if their set gets chosen.
Nice.
Peter and I already voted.
Oh, thank you, Peter. And thank you, Peter and Stephanie.
I don't care about Legos.
I like it.
How dare you?
You know, I know it's a little dark, but that's actually why Betty White died.
Is Legos?
Yeah, 3 to 99. She couldn't live in a world. She couldn't live in a world where she wasn't allowed to play with Legos anymore.
we like watching that show, Lego Masters. It's really good.
Yeah, where they just
Lego.
build random shit.
Well, it's
Some
not
of these people are
random
fucking
shit.
amazing.
Like
No one doubt
they give them a theme or like something they have to build.
Normally they get a theme and a task. They have to both complete a ridiculous feat with Legos and also make it match this theme.
Yeah, they'll be like, "Oh, you have to build this like dreamscape, but there's got to be motion," and they have to figure out how to build a dreamscape.
One of my favorite ones was you have to build a fantasy castle, and it has to hang off the side of a wall, and you have a total of 24 studs around the wall.
I don't even think it was that many.
It was either 12 or 24, but it was because it was probably like a 2x12 brick going back into the wall, but just the first 2 studs were on it sticking out, and you had to connect a hole and make the biggest castle you can, and you were automatically through to the next round if you built the longest castle out.
So this one team,
They went 6 feet.
yeah,
6 or 7 feet off the wall there. It was fucking insane. Some of these guys are just legit.
Well, I mean, if you know how like God, I can't
You know
remember
it's
the
physics.
term of the phenomenon. Well, it's physics, but like where they basically take one and then you divide it by half.
Yeah,
and
no,
then
they
you divide it by
interlock it,
half,
yeah.
and then you divide it by half, and then you can basically make a bridge that extends super far, and it just doesn't collapse.
That's what they were exploiting. It's a
God damn, I have it in my head.
it's a
I keep saying like Rosenbaum's bridge or Rogan,
no Rosenbaum's bridge is basically no an Einstein-Rosen bridge is what you're probably thinking.
maybe.
And that's a wormhole. That's the thing that's what they claim the rainbow bridge that Thor uses is. It's an Einstein-Rosen bridge. That's why what is his name? Dr. Selvig shows up.
Selvig, yeah.
Because he's studying Einstein-Rosen bridges.
Anyway, so the question I pose is, are people more awful after COVID? And this question, I pose it, is because I saw this article where a Disney guest was saying that, you know, they've always been season pass holders and they go, often, and they feel like guests are worse now than they were pre-pandemic. And I don't know, just having worked retail pretty much my entire life, people are just awful.
Oh yeah, people just suck.
I don't feel like they're more or less awful. I feel like they're just let awful.
I will disagree. As someone that had worked in a front-facing customer-facing position before the pandemic, during the height of it, and now during this continued forever end of it, they're definitely worse. 100%. They're fucking awful. I think they have gotten worse. I think people have gotten worse, and I have no respect for them and no way to defend them. I think they really have gotten worse.
Like, give an example.
People have definitely become less understanding. They got really used to getting stuff ordered to their house and having it delivered to them immediately. And being in food service in an actual restaurant, people don't understand that things still take time because they can't sit there and track it on their app and it shows them it's exactly 3 stoplights away. He has eaten 3 of your French fries. They're going to be cold when they get to you. You still at least know all the information so you don't feel like it took as long. But when a normal restaurant just goes, oh, sorry, it's a little backed up right now. And they're like, well, I have been waiting here for 43 and a half minutes. Well, you walked in 7.5 minutes ago. You had your drinks 5.5 minutes ago. And you told me that you weren't ready 3.5 minutes ago. So you actually only ordered a minute and a half ago. So yeah, that's why it hasn't arrived yet. I'm very sorry. It has not been 43 and a half minutes. Not even in the most generous estimation of anything has it even been close to that. But you can't tell them that either because, and that's the worst adage in customer service, is that the customer's always right.
They're often wrong. They're mostly wrong.
They're more often wrong than not. That's why I've always enjoyed bartending, and I will tell anybody that works in any service industry, it's amazing because bartending is the only industry or only job in the service industry where the customer is always wrong. You have the thing that they want, that they need to make their happy fun times, and if they're not nice to you and don't treat you right, you don't have to give it to them. You can just say no. And if anybody asks, you go, I didn't feel comfortable selling him alcohol, and it's my duty as a law-abiding citizen of the United States of America, in my case specifically the state of Texas, to deny them service if I don't feel like they can handle their alcohol at this point in time. And if you're an asshole, guess what? You can never handle your alcohol, at least in my opinion.
Excuse me, can you make me something fruity?
Remember,
You already are.
You suggested bartending for me for that exact reason.
I think you would love it. I honestly think you would love being a bartender, Peter. Somebody goes, hey, buddy, get me a shot. You go, is that how we say that, though? Is it? Is that how we say that? There's words like please. Ooh, specificity works great, too. Instead of just get me something, why don't you tell me what you want? Ask me nicely for
Just
it.
give him a shot of water.
Perfect.
Exactly.
I have done that more than once.
Really? Have
Give
you
them a
noticed?
shot of
Can I get a
white.
beer? I get the cheapest beer every time, and I charge them for the most expensive. Not in my current line of work because that's wrong. But when I was working at college bars, somebody just walks up like we're in a movie, and you can't legally say an actual name brand of beer because you don't want to have to pay those people. And they go, can I get a beer? And the guy just hands them a beer. Guess what? That guy got the shittiest beer every time. I'll give it to you, but you're not going to like it. What was this? It's a beer. You didn't tell me what you wanted, so I guessed. Did I guess wrong? Well, I think that's on you. That'll be $37. What? Yep.
You drank it.
That'll be $37. That doesn't seem right. You're probably a little drunk, sir. I'm sorry. You might have had a little too much.
What do you think, Tom?
Are people worse? You've had to deal with them. They're not any better.
Not really.
Oh, yeah. God, no, they're not better.
You can at least
Well,
agree they're not any better.
I didn't ask if they were better.
No, I mean, I for my customers, like I get a handful of good ones, a handful of just terrible ones, and then a handful of ones that just come in and are like, I just need to get straight done. Can you just help me? And you go, yeah, no problem. And then they go, okay, thanks, bye. And then they walk out.
Those are the best customers.
Those
I
are the
love
ones
those
that they
customers.
don't want service, but at the same time, they know they might not get the best service, so they just kind of go, all right. And then they just kind of deal with it.
Those are my favorite customers.
Those aren't always the best because then, you never know how they're going to go one way or the other because you could piss them off or you could make them happy and you're kind of in between. If you have somebody with good energy coming in and like, hey, yeah, I'm just looking to help, most of the time, like, that usually goes a long way in any type of service industry.
I will say, I think your guys, at least the guy I worked with, he had some great energy too, and I think that brought a lot of positivity to the shop.
Thanks.
How much do front brakes cost?
$209.99. There's a coupon online that you can use for $40 off, $50 off. And you can bring it down to like
I can
$159.
just buy them and have my dad do it.
Sure, go right ahead.
Thanks, though.
When your dad kills you, that's not my problem.
Yeah, that's his fault.
He's a mechanic. He just lives 3 hours away. Anyway,
In her defense, he really is actually certified. Knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I know, she tells me all the time.
So I posed this to then couple it with. So there was a fight in the Toy Story queue at Disney World.
Disney World or Disneyland?
What?
Yeah, in Toy Story Land for one of the ride queues, like a massive fight broke out. Don't know what it was over. Didn't really see how it ended. There's just a video of like a massive brawl with a bunch of like I couldn't really tell. So I'm gonna say late teens, early to mid 20s, in that
So
general.
just young kids.
That was the
idiots.
ones during Christmas break, I'm sure.
Just a
Little
bunch of
fuckers.
idiots. Yeah.
I maybe.
Why are they even in the Toy Story Land? That's for the little kids.
It is not. They put new rides in there.
I guess they did. The Slinky roller coaster actually looked legit.
Yeah, we didn't get to go on it last time.
I'll give them that. The Slinky roller coaster looked legit. Everything else looks stupid.
Peter, did you find a bit?
No, I didn't look.
Okay.
Can't find his bits.
I looked all episodes.
Peter's lost his bits.
Yep.
Rude.
Well,
You didn't lose them.
on that
Maddie's
note,
got 'em.
new 8-Bit Cat show sometime next week, probably on Friday. That's when I post them. Might keep the same format. It seems to be working. I don't know. We'll see. We're just winging this at this point. Like and subscribe, and then don't forget Patreon, Facebook, Instagram at 8-Bit Cats. Geek out, be fabulous, have fun.
You're not supposed to tell them we're winging it.
Go watch 1,000 episodes of whatever you want.
Oh. Do I have 8 cats? Yes, I do. Do I regret my life choices? Always. But I don't regret supporting 8-Bit Cats on Patreon. Oh, I couldn't open my mouth.